My best friend is the cool campus belle, beautiful and kind-hearted. She is calm and composed, and dislikes my extravagance, so she gave my designer bags and jewelry to the student council president. She is generous and compassionate toward impoverished students, using my living expenses to treat them to meals every day. There was a creepy guy in class who said he liked me, afraid that I might be too shy and miss a good match. She drugged me and sent me to him. Our dorm was broken into, and she stopped me from calling the police, saying we should give the intruder a chance to reform and not ruin his future. Later, she gained a good reputation, while I died in despair and humiliation in this second chance at life. My best friend Li Ru was rummaging through my closet, asking me where my LV bag was. Su Yuan, I don't mean to criticize you, but why are you so extravagant? Isn't this the lifestyle of a capitalist's daughter? Which college student these days carries an LV? It doesn't suit your vibe anyway. Listen to me, carry this canvas bag of mine, and you'll definitely turn heads among the guys. I looked at the bag in her hand, $9 for 10, with free shipping, and took 2 steps back in disgust. In my past life, she dressed me in such a tacky, unsophisticated way that I looked like a fool. She, however, showed up wearing my designer clothes, becoming the center of attention, hailed as the young lady and even crowned the campus belle, catching the eye of the school's wealthy heirs. In comparison, I was practically a nobody. Seeing me staring at her without a word, she waved her hand in front of my face. Hey, what's wrong with you? The capitalist's daughter, ha ha ha. She and her friends burst into exaggerated laughter. In this life, I no longer ignored the greed and scheming in her eyes. I gave her a cold glance. What's wrong with you? Who told you to go through my cabinets? How many luxury items I have has nothing to do with you. Then I pushed her aside. Su Yuan, I'm doing this for your own good. In a bit, we're going to eat with the underprivileged students. What will they think of you if you show up with an LV bag? What? I'm not carrying it. Do you want me to carry you over there, you? What nonsense are you talking about? Li Ru stepped back 2 paces and warily moved to stand in front of her wardrobe. I pulled her aside and opened her wardrobe. Inside, luxury bags were crammed full. These were all sent back to me from overseas by my dad, and many still had the tags on them, but Li Ru had already plundered them away. The clothes and shoes on the lower shelf also looked very familiar. How do you explain this? I was just afraid that the other students would gossip about you, so I helped you. Didn't you hear them all call me Missy? I took on the bad reputation for you. If you're not grateful to me, fine, but you're still hung up on just a few bags. I ignored her and took out everything that belonged to me from her cabinet. Li Ru screamed, "What are you doing? My bags, my dresses." "What do you mean your bag? This is yours," I said, handing her the pile of old clothes she had stuffed into my closet, to help me fit in as the girl next door. She had given me all her worn-out clothes that she no longer wore. My college entrance exam score was just enough to get into a second-tier university. I turned down my family's suggestion to study abroad and chose an ordinary private university in China instead. As soon as I arrived at this school, Li Ru drilled it into me that the students here were all from humble backgrounds and wouldn't take kindly to a capitalist's daughter like me. She told me not to wear name brands or carry luxury items. She wanted to mold me into a down-to-earth girl next door image. I treated her as a good friend, but she saw me as a fool. She gave away my luxury items to others, stepping on me to gain popularity. The other bags in my closet were either taken by her and given to the student council president or handed over to her own followers. She claimed it was to help me solve my troubles and prevent others from looking down on me. Li Ru was furious. When we have dinner with the financially disadvantaged students later, I won't speak up for you. Li Ru liked to use my money to treat financially disadvantaged students from the same major to meals, always insisting on going to 5-star hotels. When I suggested eating at the school instead, she accused me of looking down on the poor. Does only you deserve to go to a 5-star hotel, just because they come from a poor background? Do you think you can insult them however you want? In my previous life, I couldn't understand it. The school food was clearly clean and tasty. How did eating at school become an insult to them? Sorry, I'm a capitalist's daughter. Eating with you all would only insult you. I'm not going to pay for you and be the sucker. Li Ru immediately got anxious when she heard I wasn't going. Didn't you promise to cover all the meals for this semester? It's only been a few days and you're already backing out. It was you who promised them, not me. Hey, what's the point of splitting hairs between you and me? I'm just helping you build good relationships, aren't I? That day, Li Ru and I went to the cafeteria for lunch and ran into Jo Min and two of her fellow townspeople. The three of them ordered 4 dishes, and Li Ru insisted they were poor students. She even scolded me while looking at my 2 dishes. Suyuan, you're always so inconsiderate of other people's feelings. Can't you see that they're only eating 1 dish? How can you still have an appetite? You're so heartless. Then she swiped my meal card on the spot and added 2 dishes for each of them. After that, she apologized to everyone. Sorry, everyone, she's always this selfish. I apologize on her behalf. As compensation, Suyuan will take everyone out to eat from now on, to 5-star hotels. How does that sound? Of course. Those few people said yes, praising Li Ru for being generous and kind-hearted, and from then on they followed her lead. They were eating my food, yet they turned around and said I was stingy, that I looked down on them, acting like some high and mighty young lady. I spent the money, but she reaped all the good reputation in this life. You still want to spend my money to please others. Dream on. Seeing my displeased expression, Li Ru stepped forward and grabbed my arm. You're not serious, are you? We were just joking with you earlier. You're no longer the rich girl from a capitalist family. Look how successfully I've transformed you. Don't be insecure. We already consider you a friend. I looked down at the cheap red shirt on my body and the faded, too short green ripped pants, and let out a long sigh. What a sin. Li Ru's outfit was way too shabby. Was my brain in my previous life smeared with lard or something? You all go wait outside for me. I'm changing clothes. I've changed my mind. Li Ru made me suffer so terribly in my previous life. In this life, I'm going to expose her true colors. You look great like this. There's a touch of a commoner princess about you. Why change? I glared at her. Fine, fine. We'll wait for you outside. I changed into the only white dress I had left in my wardrobe. Since the rest had been ruined by Li Ru, I paired it with a tiny chain strap bag from Chanel and slipped on my brand new high heels. Satisfied, I glanced at myself in the mirror. This was the real me, Suyuan, unscathed by PUA. I opened the door, and the jealousy in Li Ru's eyes was practically spilling out. She stared intently at my dress and asked me, I've never seen this style before. I was puzzled. Why should you have seen my clothes? Can't I wear my own clothes? Oh, that's not what I meant. I'm just saying that dressing like this isn't very appropriate. Your classmates might gossip about you. You should change back. Do they have nothing better to do? Always staring at me and gossiping about me? You shouldn't always assume the worst about others. But I still feel like, alright, Li Ru, let's go. They're waiting for you. Li Ru's phone had lit up several times, probably because they were getting impatient seeing that we were taking so long. After all, they had ordered a whole table of dishes and were waiting for someone to pay the bill. By the time we arrived, they had already ordered the dishes. Counting Li Ru's girlfriends, there were 8 people in all. They had ordered a table full of food, with an Australian lobster placed in front of each person. They crowded around Li Ru like stars encircling the moon. Hey, our school beauty Li, why are you so late? The food's getting cold. Exactly. Hey, why do you look so pale? Waiter, bring us 6 birds' nests here. Women have to treat themselves better, especially someone as beautiful as our school beauty. Exactly, exactly. Listening to everyone's flattery, Li Ru's expression improved considerably. She sat down smugly, inadvertently pursing her lips toward me. It's my fault for being late after accompanying the young lady to change clothes. Only then did everyone notice me. Is this Suyuan? No way. It doesn't look like her at all. Why didn't she wear that colorful outfit today? Last time I saw her, I almost died laughing. Who knows? The young lady's taste is just different. Some people try to copy the school beauty style, but they can never imitate her charm. Exactly. Who could possibly match the elegance of our campus belle? Li, I'm dying of laughter. Li Ru often secretly wears my clothes, and over time, it's ended up looking like I'm imitating her. That's just so absurd and ridiculous. Let's all raise a toast to the campus belle. To the campus belle. Respect the school beauty. Cheers. They clinked glasses, toasting back and forth. The atmosphere was incredibly lively. I looked at the red wine they were drinking. It was the hotel's most expensive one, if I remember correctly. It was 1,888 a glass. I wonder if they'll still be this happy when it's time to pay the bill. As if she had only just noticed me standing nearby, Li Ru greeted me warmly. Suyuan, come sit over here too. Everyone's really nice. I won't go over there, so I won't have to ask her for money in a bit, Li Ru said to everyone apologetically. I'm sorry, maybe Suyuan still looks down on everyone in her heart. I'll go back and talk to her again for sure. I'll definitely make her accept everyone. The moment I said that, everyone who already had a bad impression of me looked at me even more unfavorably. What's with the arrogance? You just have a few dirty bucks. If you ask me, there are too many rich people in this world who are heartless and greedy. People like our school queen, who treat money as dirt, are far too rare. Exactly. We don't need to pay attention to her. She's just afraid to sit next to our school queen, scared she'll be outshined. I sat to the side, watching coldly as the group at the table argued noisily. After 3 rounds of drinks, Leroux saw that everyone had eaten their fill and was about to signal me to pay the bill when the waiter knocked and entered. Excuse me, which one of you is Miss Lee? Everyone pointed at Leroux in confusion. Hello, Miss Lee. Mr. Joe specifically asked me to bring you a bottle of red wine as an apology. He's busy at the moment but will be over shortly. I hope you all have a great time. You, Mr. Joe. Leroux was confused. She didn't know any Mr. Joe. Yes, Mr. Zhou Yen, the president of our group. Wow, Zhou Yen, it's been rumored that he's a second-generation rich kid, and it turns out to be true. This hotel is actually owned by the Zhou family. They're the first-generation rich. Haha. Our school beauty really has charm. Wow, this is so romantic. Leroux, is he chasing after you? Like I need to ask. Of course he is. The crowd started cheering, and Leroux's face turned slightly red. Everyone, stop making things up. Zhou Yen must have come over just to say hello since he saw all of us here. We all heard it. He called you Miss Lee. Don't be shy. If I had a rich second-generation guy chasing after me, I'd want the whole world to know. With the addition of the bottle of red wine, the atmosphere at the dining table picked up again. They called the waiter to add a few more dishes, surrounding Leroux and praising her to the skies, making her feel like there was no one else like her in the world. Everyone was drunk and in high spirits. Leroux staggered over, and the others looked down at me condescendingly. We've forgiven you. Go pay the bill. I remained seated, motionless. Leroux sat down beside me. I told you not to dress like that when going out. Everyone will look down on you. Just now, they refused to let you pay, but after I pleaded with them, they finally agreed to continue going out to eat with you in the future. Enough, everyone's tired. Hurry up and go. I rolled my eyes at her. Who did she think she was, sis? Are you drunk? You ate and drank your fill and now you want someone else to pick up the bill. Leroux looked at me in disbelief. Su Yuan, but you were the one who called everyone out. You're not going to back out, are you? Leroux's exaggerated shout drew the other classmates over, and they all came around to criticize me. If it weren't for Leroux's sake, we wouldn't have come out at all. Exactly. Without Leroux, who would want to have a meal with you? I spoke coldly. Just as well. I don't want to have a meal with poor folks either. So, who invited you? They looked at each other. Leroux, that's right. Then, whoever made the invitation should go find them. They panicked, but Leroux said you were treating us to dinner. I don't even have your WeChat. So why would I treat you? Are we from the same hometown, or friends? They looked at one another, and in the end all turned to Leroux. Leroux looked at me. Wasn't it you who said they were pitiful and wanted to treat them to a meal? Wasn't that what you said? They even praised you for being compassionate and having a heart of a bodhisattva. You were the one who invited them. You ordered the food, you ate the meal, you drank all the wine, and now when it's time to pay, you think of me. Where do you get the nerve? Do you really take me for a fool? You, it's just the cost of a meal. I'll pay for it. I wouldn't be so stingy like you. How dare you look down on me? With that, she called over the waiter. Check, please. Good afternoon. Ma'am, the total comes to 38,888 yuan. How can it be so expensive? Leroux gasped in shock. After repeatedly confirming that the order was correct, Leroux turned on her girlfriends. Who told you to order lobster and bird's nest? 1,888 yuan for a glass of red wine. Leroux couldn't help but criticize them. Why had they ordered such expensive things? Everyone exchanged glances, but no one said a word, realizing her own lapse in composure. Leroux changed her tone. I don't have that much money on me. Let's split the bill evenly. Hearing this, everyone was unhappy. If you hadn't invited us out, who would have come to spend money at such a fancy hotel? You insisted on taking us out to eat, and now you want us to pay. Just as the argument was heating up, Zhou Yen walked in. Sorry, I was held up with something just now. My apologies to everyone. He said everyone, but his eyes were fixed on Leroux. Leroux had tears in her eyes, looking like a stubborn, innocent flower. Zhou Yen was at a loss. Is something wrong? Everyone chattered excitedly, telling Zhou Yen about my misdeeds. Zhou Yen looked at me. a smile spreading in his eyes. Then, speaking gently to Li Ru, he said, "It's all right, I'll cover this bill as an apology to everyone. Miss Li, please don't cry." I looked at Zhou Yan's worthless demeanor. What a spendthrift, 40,000 yuan, just waved like that. No wonder the hotel has been losing money so badly these past 2 years. Hearing this, everyone breathed a sigh of relief, finally free from the burden of debt. "Thank you, Mr. Zhou, but we don't need your charity." Li Ru turned her head to scold her little friends. "Can't you afford your own meals? Needing someone else to pay for you? No backbone. We can't let Zhou Yan pay. I'll take the lead. I'll contribute 5,000. And so, Li Ru forced everyone to chip in over 5,000 each for the meal. As soon as they left the hotel, someone started crying. "That was my living expenses for 2 months. I've got it worse. I even borrowed 2,000 from a classmate." Seriously, what was she putting on an act for? It should have been her paying in the first place. In the end, not only did we pay, we also got labeled as spineless freeloaders. Exactly, didn't you see? After she said we should have some backbone, Zhou Yan's expression changed completely. He was looking at her like she was glowing. "This is basically using us to build your image." Li Ru's little group was on the verge of collapse. Outside the hotel, Zhou Yan offered to drive Li Ru back to school. After hesitating for a moment, Li Ru got into the car. The rest of us were left standing by the roadside, staring at each other in silence. Li Ru looked at everyone enviously. "I really envy you all. Being able to take a leisurely walk back. I can only sit in the car. Everyone, be careful on the way. Me and Ian are heading off first." In the driver's seat, Zhou Yan gave me a sly wink. This guy is such a show-off. The small groups, now coated in exhaust fumes, grew even more annoyed with Li Ru's complaints. I rushed back to the dorm before Li Ru, covering my bed with a curtain. Before the access control, she finally returned. Her face was flushed, and she was holding a stray cat in her arms, wanting to put it directly on my bed. However, my bed was surrounded by curtains that were fixed in place, leaving her with no way to do it. "Su Yuan, it got caught in the rain outside. Could you let it warm up under your blanket? Little cats aren't dirty, they groom themselves. Look, isn't it adorable?" I looked at the dirty sick cat in her arms. "Why not go to your bed? Do you have any compassion? Can't you see she's shivering? Why are you still arguing about you and me? What difference does it make whose bed it is? If it makes no difference, then go to your bed, you." Helpless, she could only find a cardboard box to put the cat in. As she placed it inside, she muttered, "Sorry, but you've ended up with a roommate who lacks compassion, so you'll have to make do. Here, little one." After saying this, she gently stroked its head. In her past life, it was the same. Li Ru brought back a stray cat and, without a word, placed it on my bed. The cat hadn't been checked by a vet, and besides being dirty, it was covered in fleas. If I didn't want to, Li Ru would say I had no compassion. Li Ru made me sleep on the floor and told me to buy the cat overpriced cat food and fresh meat cans, saying that the cheap stuff was all toxic. During the time the cat was in the dorm, I was the one who took it for checkups, deworming, and vaccinations. The cat smashed my roommate's cosmetics, and Li Ru blamed me, saying I hadn't taken good care of it. That cat was an ungrateful wretch too. Whenever I fed it, it would bite me, and my arm was bitten until blood was streaming down it. Li Ru even held the cat and laughed. "The cat is good, people are bad." So I fixed the bed in advance to prevent her from getting on it. When Li Ru returned after washing up and prepared to get into bed, she realized the cat in the box was gone. After searching for a long time without success, she asked the other 2 roommates, but both said they hadn't seen it. Suddenly, a faint meow came from her bed. Li Ru was shocked, rushed over, threw the cat off the bed, and screamed at it, "You're filthy, how dare you get on my bed?" The kitten was terrified by her and fled everywhere, leaving yellow traces along its path, filling the dorm room with an indescribable smell. It escaped onto the table, shattered Li Ru's cosmetics, then jumped down and knocked over a roommate's clothes rack. Crash! The dorm room was left in a complete mess. Li Ru, seeing her shattered cosmetics, was furious and immediately went to grab the cat. The kitten wasn't about to let her catch it. Seizing an opening, it leaped up and clamped its teeth onto her finger, refusing to let go no matter how hard Li Ru shook her hand. Li Ru grew furious and flung the cat to the ground. The kitten was badly hurt by the fall. After struggling a couple of times, it stopped moving. Li Ru's hand was left dripping with blood from the bite. She angrily confronted me. "Are you satisfied now?" I couldn't understand her train of thought. "If you had just let me put the cat on your bed." None of this would have happened. I think you did it on purpose. Haven't you cleaned up the mess yet? It's disgusting. I took out my phone, recorded a video of the cat, edited the caption "A university's top beauty cruel to cats," then waved it in front of Li Ru. You sure you want me to clean up? Li Ru ground her silver teeth into pieces, quickly bandaged her wound, and started cleaning. When she reached the dead cat, she kicked it hard. Finally, she packed it with other trash into a large bag and threw it into the garbage bin. I thought Li Ru would give me the cold shoulder, but the next day after class, she eagerly found me. Yuan, I'm treating you to dinner tonight. This weirdo definitely has something up her sleeve. I'm not going. Yuan, I know you're still blaming yourself for what happened yesterday, but it's okay. I've already forgiven you, but I also know you definitely want to make it up to me, so tonight, I'll treat you, and you can pay the bill. Hurry up and get ready. There's a handsome guy today. A handsome guy. Wang Qi. Alarm bells went off in my head. In my last life, it was Li Ru who drugged me and had Wang Qi ruin me. Wang Qi was a well-known guy in our department, and when he first enrolled, he was already notorious. It was still pretty hot in September, and helpful senior students were around to help carry luggage. When it came to Wang Qi, the seniors all took a step back in unison, because from him came the stench of at least a month without bathing, putrid and foul. So no one helped him carry his luggage. Wang Qi claimed that the seniors were ostracizing him out of jealousy for his unique masculine charm. The key issue was that he was short, unattractive, and had such poor hygiene that you couldn't breathe within 3 meters of him. It was unclear where his confidence came from. Every day, he showed up to class with a messy, bird's nest-like hairstyle, which even the teachers found distressing. His roommates couldn't stand it and frequently complained to the dorm supervisor. Despite multiple warnings from the supervisor, he remained stubborn and unchanged. His roommates, resigned to their misfortune, eventually moved out one by one. As a result, he always kept to himself. Until his sophomore year, he was caught secretly taking photos under girls' skirts. The police found several gigabytes of material on his computer hard drive. All the girls kept their distance from him. Li Ru felt sorry for him and often asked me to check on him. As a result, he set his sights on me. To help him, Li Ru drugged me. Later, I found out that Zhou Yin, the rich second-generation heir, often glanced at me intentionally or unintentionally. Li Ru, feeling resentful, deliberately used Wang Qi to ruin me. An inexplicable anger surged in my heart. Li Ru and Wang Qi, you two deserve each other in this lifetime. I followed Li Ru to a coffee shop. We waited for a long time before Wang Qi arrived. Fortunately, I had the foresight to wear a mask. Why come here? It's expensive and you can't even get full. If you ask me, you women are just gold diggers. When a man is treating, you come to a coffee shop to show off. But I understand, normally, you probably can't afford to come, right? Li Ru smiled awkwardly. Hee, it's fine. Su Yuan's treating us today. Wang Qi glanced at me, twisting his mouth into a mischievous grin. You think a cup of coffee is enough to win me over? Then he loudly called out to the waiter, Waiter, bring 20 of that cake. I'm not saying this to be rude, but making the cake this small, it's not even enough to fill a tooth gap. He wolfed down the tiny cake and let out a satisfied burp. Then he picked up the coffee and drank it in one gulp. Pft. What is this? Dishwater. So disgusting. Waiter, sir, this is authentic hand-ground coffee. What's all this about touching hands or not? It tastes awful. You guys are just... People around turned to look, pointing and whispering at Wang Qi. Li Ru forcefully pulled Wang Qi to sit down, whispered something in his ear, and only then did he settle back into his seat, eyeing me with a sly gaze. Hee, Su Yuan, I see you've got coffee splashed on your clothes. Let me take you to the restroom to clean it off. Li Ru kindly took my arm and, before leaving, gave Wang Qi a meaningful glance. When I returned from the restroom, a cup of coffee was placed in front of me. Su Yuan, look how thoughtful Wang Qi is. He even ordered a drink for you. Quick, try it and see if it suits your taste. It's so disgusting. Who knows if he stirred it with his hand when he slipped something in. I really couldn't bring myself to drink it, so I just picked it up and pretended to take a sip. They kept chatting about this and that for another half hour. Then I said I felt dizzy, and the two of them looked delighted. They didn't even bother to have me pay the bill, just hurriedly dragged me off to the hotel. At the hotel entrance, we ran into Zhou Yin. He was so overwhelmed by the smell that he took 2 steps back at first. Only when he saw me glaring at him did he pinch his nose and come forward. You people are... Li Ru spoke first. Su Yuan got drunk with her boyfriend, and we helped her to rest. Zhou Yin, What are you doing here? I came here to handle some business. He awkwardly touched the bridge of his nose. Leroux looked at him enviously. This place is also owned by the Zhou family. Yes, the Zhou family business. Not worth mentioning. I happen to be staying here tonight too. Just put your friend in the room next to mine. Leroux shot me a resentful glare. After dropping me off at room 2206, Leroux lingered, pestering Zhou Yan with questions, asking which room he was staying in, whether he had a girlfriend. It was as obvious as Sima Zhao's ambition, known to everyone on the street. Later, Wang Qi couldn't stand it anymore. Probably remembering their big plan, she told me to rest well and dragged Leroux away. After the two of them left, I opened my eyes, and Zhou Yan breathed a sigh of relief. Will they really come back? What, don't you trust your aunt? No, it's just that I think they're too bold, and their performance was too clumsy. Figured it out. Right now, you're like a delicious piece of tang. Monk's flesh. Leroux can't wait to devour you quickly. Just now, the look in her eyes when she glanced at you at the door was practically glowing green. Happy, the goddess is about to come knocking on your door. Come on, what goddess? I thought the clothes she was wearing looked familiar and assumed it was you, so I just looked at her twice. Then why did you even give her a bottle of red wine when we ate out last time? I was just trying to find out her background for you. She's not a good person, so stay away from her. I've seen plenty of women like that. She's still pretty inexperienced. Don't let yourself get sold out and still help count the money. In my past life, Zhou Yan had also warned me, but I thought he had a bias against Leroux. After numerous arguments, he became disappointed in me and left for overseas within 2 years. We never contacted each other again. The next day, I was awakened by loud screams from the next room. Through the hallway surveillance, I saw Leroux rushing out of her room in a hurry. Much later, Wang Qi emerged too, with messy hair like a bird's nest, eager to see what was happening. I dragged the still sleepy Zhou Yan along and took me back to school. Leroux was throwing things around in the dormitory. When she saw me return, her eyes nearly burned with fury. Where were you last night? I looked at her strangely. The hotel. Wasn't it you who booked the room for me? But the soundproofing there was terrible. I woke up early and heard someone screaming. You've been in the room the whole time? Oh, no. I was taking a shower and found the water heater wasn't working, so I asked the front desk to switch me to another room. Then, when I left, I accidentally bumped the room number sign, tilting it so that 2206 became 2209, the same room number as Zhou Yan's. You, who gave you permission to change rooms? Leroux angrily pointed at me. Not changing rooms. And just waiting for Wang Qi to come and ruin me. I looked at her innocently. What's wrong? What happened? No need to think about it. When I left, I deliberately didn't close the door. Wang Qi went in first, and upon entering, found no one inside. Just as he was puzzled, he heard someone turning the doorknob and assumed it was me returning. Both of them felt guilty and nervous. Either spoke, and quickly finished what they had come to do. Deserved. Reaping what you sow, hitting yourself with the stone you lifted. Leroux cried for a long time in bed, smashing everything in sight, what should have been smashed and what shouldn't, until finally she had to swallow her anger in silence. But some people didn't think that way. Wang Qi boasted everywhere, claiming that Leroux was his girlfriend. No one believed him, so he told everyone in detail about what happened between them at the hotel. Wang Qi had originally been a marginal figure, ignored by everyone. Suddenly, rumors spread that he was involved with the school's aloof beauty, and even worse, the rumors had a romantic and suggestive tone. More and more people gathered to hear the gossip. Wang Qi enjoyed being the center of attention, and his boasts became increasingly exaggerated. He claimed the school beauty was completely obedient to him, and even promised to bring her out someday for his friends to enjoy. Leroux was so angry she cried every day in the dormitory. There was nothing to be done. Every time she went to look for Wang Qi, the rumors would grow stronger, and once filtered through Wang Qi's mouth, they turned into stories of the school's most beautiful girl being unable to live without him, constantly inviting him out, and spending every night with him. In no time, the rumors spread wildly across the school, and everyone's gaze toward Leroux changed. Every day, people added her on WeChat, sending her vulgar and offensive messages. Some even called her late at night, immediately launching into crude and filthy language. Others even blocked her on the street, asking how much she charged per time. The class advisor repeatedly summoned the school's most beautiful girl for talks, lecturing her on how girls should cherish themselves. I don't sympathize with her at all, because in my previous life, I was the one who suffered all of this. Li Ru's reputation plummeted. Our dormitory was robbed. When we came back from PE class, we found footprints on the window, but nothing in the dorm had been stolen, so it was obvious someone had been scouting the place. Everyone was terrified and wanted to call the police. Li Ru stopped everyone. He just made a momentary mistake. If we report him, his future will be ruined. Let's give him one chance. We disagreed. Li Ru accused us of lacking compassion. Last time, when we brought back a stray kitten, you refused to take care of it, and it ended up dying. This time, it's a living human being. Do you even have hearts at all? The cat was killed by you yourself, wasn't it? Now you're trying to use us to build your image again. I scolded her. Don't be so overly compassionate. If you want to die, don't drag others down with you. Su-yuan, you've really disappointed me. I used to think you were just a spoiled little princess, but it turns out you're just another rich girl obsessed with luxury brands, completely indifferent to the hardships of life. The criminals are struggling too, you know. Don't rub salt in their wounds. I don't care. Today, no one is allowed to leave this door, and no one is allowed to call the police. After saying that, she tried to snatch my phone. In my past life, it was the same. We wanted to call the police, but Li Ru refused and even snatched our phones, saying that saving a life is more meritorious than building a 7-story pagoda, and she was helping us accumulate good karma. Later that night, while we were sleeping, the intruder came in through the window and stood eerily by my bed, intending to kill me. I still remember what he said at the time. I hate women who don't value themselves the most. At that time, Li Ru was curled up on the bed, frozen with fear, motionless, watching helplessly as the assailant swung the blade toward me. Later, the police solved the case and discovered that he had been betrayed by his ex-girlfriend, which led to his hatred toward women, especially those with poor reputations. So, who would be his next target? I valued my life and didn't stay in the dormitory that night. At midnight, both ambulances and police arrived. Rumors spread that a murder had occurred at University A. When I arrived, the dormitory building was already cordoned off with police tape. The girl who had escaped was still shaken. It was terrifying. Li Ru was stabbed 3 times. That man seemed insane, shouting bitch while he was stabbing. Do you think Li Ru knew him? Who knows? Her reputation is pretty bad, right? I heard her dorm was scouted out this morning, and Li Ru desperately tried to stop her roommate from calling the police. They must have known each other. When Li Ru was carried out, she was already unconscious, eyes closed, motionless, her face covered in blood. I wonder if she would regret what she had done. Wang Qi hid in the crowd, coldly watching everything unfold. This murderer, whether in her past life or this one, he had been the one stirring up trouble behind the scenes. Li Ru survived, but her face was disfigured. Her family arranged for her to take a leave of absence from school. On the day they came to pack her things, I was in the dormitory. Li Ru's face was tightly wrapped, with only her eyes visible. Those eyes stared at me with overwhelming hatred. After she left, my life returned to peace. I made new social connections and resumed a normal life, until one day, I was stopped by a plump woman at school. Are you Su-yuan? I looked at the person in front of me, not recognizing them. I stepped back cautiously. Who are you? Damn you, you little bastard, stop pretending, the woman shouted, lunging forward to grab me. Had I run into human traffickers? Realizing the danger, I turned and ran. That woman wouldn't give up, chasing after me for a long time. How brazen, so brazen. I was still shaken when I got back to the dorm, in broad daylight, daring to snatch someone right on campus. I was just about to send a message in the small dorm group chat to warn my roommates when Zhao Ke returned, looking at me with a strange expression. Yuan, did you offend someone? No. Why do you say that? There's a woman downstairs who's asking everyone if they know you, and she even showed your photo, saying you seduced her husband, trying to seduce her husband. She looks like she's already 40. Su-yuan, come out here, you shameless bitch, daring to do it but not own up to it, only know how to post trash online. Foul language echoed from downstairs. I ran to the balcony, and sure enough, it was that woman from earlier. She just wouldn't let go when she saw me. Her words became even filthier as Zhao Ke looked at me, hesitating to speak. Hurry up and go down to explain things to her. If she keeps cursing like this, the whole school will know. I rushed downstairs, where a crowd of onlookers had already gathered. In the middle was the plump woman, holding a loudspeaker. Seeing me come down, she threw it aside and tried to slap me. You little vixen. Fortunately, Zhao Ke reacted quickly and stopped her. Who Who are you calling ma'am? The fat woman glared at Jiaoko. Let go of me. Jiaoko was skinny, but she had trained and was strong. The plump woman rubbed her wrist and said, you little third party, I advise you to stay away from her. I frowned. I don't know you, nor your husband, accusing me without cause. You can be sued for defamation. Defamation? Fine, fine, look for yourself, look. Saying this, the plump woman pulled out a stack of photos from her bosom and slammed them down in front of me. Isn't that you, asking my husband for money every now and then? I can even smell the stench of you through the screen. It really is Su Yuan. I never thought she'd be so reserved on the surface, yet so open-minded in private. That's exactly what makes it exciting. You don't get it, do you? Don't you remember that Li Ru from their dorm used to be like that? Could be had for just dozens of bucks. Oh, so it's a dorm tradition after all. What else do you have to say? Knowing and pretending to be shameless. The photo is me, but the person chatting isn't me, so someone is impersonating me. I exchanged a glance with Jiaoko, and we both immediately thought of the same person, Li Ru. Only she, who hates me so deeply, would come up with such a scheme to get revenge on me. I wore my lips thin explaining to the auntie, but she just wouldn't believe me. She turned on me again with another round of scolding. I called the police. The fat woman's husband arrived, dressed in a suit and tie, looking like a successful businessman. He saw me and looked delighted. Yuan, I've tried to meet you so many times, but you finally showed up. You're even more beautiful in person than in your photos. The fat woman scolded him. You shameless bastard, still flirting with her right in front of me. Then she scratched his face a few times. You fierce woman, I'll divorce you sooner or later. Enough. Stop arguing. The police officer came over with a pen. Mr. Chen, we asked you to come here to understand the details of the case. Your wife says Su Yuan asked you for 400,000 yuan online. Is that true, Mr. Chen stared at me obsessively. Yes, there is, but actually it's not urgent. How much does Yuan need? I still have money. The woman stomped her foot in anger. Mr. Chen, I think you've misunderstood. I am Su Yuan, but not the Su Yuan who was chatting with you. Mr. Chen looked at me bewildered. Oh, it's you. You even told me there's a red mole on your lower back. Lift your shirt and show me. This Li Ru. After the police arrived and got a sense of the situation, they took all of us to the police station. Mr. Chen, according to our investigation, the person you were chatting with is someone else. The officer then took out a photo and asked, do you know this person? Mr. Chen shook his head. We checked the IP address, and it points to the woman in the photo who was chatting with you. However, when we went to find her, she had already left and is no longer in the city. The man looked utterly disbelieving. What about my 400,000 yuan? We are already tracking it and will notify you as soon as there is any news. Mr. Chen looked at me with regret, about to say something when his wife pulled him away. The police warned me to be careful, as Li Ru might still try to harm me, so I unilaterally attached myself to Jiaoko, sticking with her for classes and meals, never daring to act alone again. Despite this, rumors still spread like wildfire. That day, I was in the dorm when Jiaoko suddenly called me. Yuan, are you in the dorm? Don't come out, I'll be right back. 10 minutes later, Jiaoko rushed back, panting heavily, and cautiously asked me, Have you seen the campus forum? Puzzled, I opened my phone. A new anonymous post titled The Years Su Yuan was kept was pinned at the top of the campus forum, followed by a blazing red-hot label. It says I'm a habitual third party, seducing other people's boyfriends at school, and includes a photo of me getting out of Zhou Yanhao's car. It claims I went out to next to rich men for money and was beaten by his wife when she showed up. It also says the luxury items I've been carrying for years were all obtained by sleeping with my financial backers. The post was published last night and quickly attracted massive attention and discussion, accumulating as many as 3,000 comments within one night. With its popularity rising sharply, I told you she looked plain when she first came to school. How did she suddenly become so beautiful? Must be from selling herself. So true, women only get rich when they turn bad. How did someone like that get into our school? Did you see her today? How dare she show her face, morally corrupt. After reading the post, my hands holding the phone couldn't help but tremble. Just like in my previous life, I had been slandered with false rumors. Jiaoko looked at me nervously. Yuan, are you okay? I'm not okay. I want to destroy them. I registered an account and started furiously typing out insults under the post. You idiot, even a dung beetle would be dazzled by your stupidity. Spreading rumors that I'm selling myself. Did you crawl under the bed and see it yourself? Your mind is full of dirty thoughts. Does your mother know? You have nothing better to do all day than stare at who gets out of a luxury car. You get jealous when you see others carrying designer goods, but you're just a rat who sees the whole world as a filthy gutter. I've already saved the IP address of your post. Wait for the police to come find you. Trash. 2 minutes after scolding her, the post was deleted, damn it. Guilty as charged. I called Zhou Yen. You're dead, aren't you? Your aunt's been targeted with pornographic rumors. Zhou Yen had just woken up, dazed. What's going on? I threw the screenshot at him. You find out for me. If you can't find this person, I'll have your dad freeze your card. Don't, my dear. I'll go right away. 10 minutes later, I received a WeChat message from Zhou Yen. Come to the counselor's office. The person has been identified. The moment I saw Sunja, I was stunned. In the dorm, she always kept a distance from everyone. I had always thought she was just slow to warm up, but it turned out she simply looked down on me. Why? I asked her. You've caused Xiaoru so much suffering. Isn't what I said the truth? It should have been you who was ruined by Wang Qi. You tampered with things and harmed Xiaoru. She and Zhou Yen were a perfect couple, and you tore them apart. Now you two scumbags are still together. Do you know that you're seducing old men? Outside, Zhou Yen was stunned, his mouth forming an O shape. Scumbags. Who? You mean the two of us? She's my aunt. No. Are you crazy? I was so angry I started laughing. I'm riding in my nephew's car. How does that make us a couple? They haven't even started dating yet. How can I possibly be stealing her boyfriend? Li Ru failed to harm others and ended up hurting herself. How can that be my fault? Sunja didn't believe me. Impossible, Li Ru clearly said. I shook my head. Not smart enough. Got used like a gun. The counselor stepped out to smooth things over. All right, the misunderstanding is cleared up. It's getting late. You all go back. I've called the police. What? The counselor nearly jumped up. She slandered me, yet didn't report it to the police. My classmates thought I was guilty. You can't ignore the school's reputation either. The counselor panicked. Pacing back and forth, the police took Sunja away. In just 1 month, the police had visited the school twice, both times involving our major. The counselor, looking grim, knocked on the dean's office door. My father returned from abroad. He had his secretary send me a dress. The chairman said there's a cocktail party tonight, not a business one. Very relaxed, and he invites you to come out and unwind. He also said that since you don't have a boyfriend, there are many high-quality young men at the party. This little old man. Then I'll come pick you up tonight. The secretary scurried away. I remembered how, in my past life, after my face was disfigured, I fell into depression and jumped from a building. My elegant father turned gray overnight. He wanted to confront Li Ru for answers but was framed and sent to prison. In this life, I will never let anyone hurt him again. I changed into a new dress, and Zhaoke's eyes lit up. Wow, Yuan, you look stunning. At the entrance of the banquet hall, I had just gotten out of the car when I ran into Luchin. He was leaning against a black stretch Lincoln, clearly waiting for someone. Lu Chen was a legend at our school, a business prodigy. He had built a multi-million-dollar commercial empire at a young age and was now the hottest new business tycoon in city. Lu Chen obviously noticed me too. Su Yuan, Jr., hello, Senior, it's me. You've really changed, becoming more beautiful with each passing day. You're also very elegant, Senior. A car pulled up beside us, and a stunningly beautiful woman stepped out. She loosely linked her arm with Lu Chen's, giving me a quick up and down glance. No wonder you didn't wait for me. Turns out you've made a new little sister. Lu Chen chuckled. Nonsense, she's an alumnus of my school. The woman extended her hand toward me. Hi, I'm Qian. Hello, Su Yuan. Alright, Chen, let's go in. It's so cold here. You go ahead first. I'm waiting for someone. Then Su and I will go ahead first. After saying that, Qian enthusiastically grabbed my hand. When we reached a spot where Lu Chen couldn't see us, she disdainfully let go, shifting her body away as if I were some kind of dirty thing. Wow, changing your expression this quickly. Lu Chen is mine. Don't even think about getting any funny ideas. At that moment, Lu Chen led in a pot-bellied, bald man. Qian trotted up to them. Mr. Li, I've been looking forward to your arrival. Mr. Li stared at her with a lecherous gaze. Miss Qian, have you missed me? Stop it, Chen is Still here, ha ha ha, Mr. Lu won't mind, right? Lu Chen remained calm. Of course, if you like Qianqian, it's her honor. It seems this Qianqian is not just Lu Chen's companion. Mr. Li suddenly noticed me standing beside him and brightened up. Miss, are you also brought by Mr. Lu? I quickly stepped aside. Ugly guy, stay away from me. The banquet was about to start, but my father still hadn't arrived. I was bored out of my mind. That bald man came over again. Would you be honored to have a drink with Miss Su? I looked at him, thinking of what my father had said. There were so many high-quality men at the banquet. Was he not perhaps out of touch with aesthetics after being abroad for too long? I don't drink alcohol. Then, Miss Su, are you interested? The bald man leaned closer, his hand inching nearer to me. I jumped up immediately, about to leave, when Qianqian appeared behind me. Mr. Li is a wealthy businessman from Hong Kong City. Miss Su, you should think about it. Think about it. You must be kidding. You're doing it yourself and now you want to drag others down with you. Miss Qianqian, you should seize your chance. I'm out of this. The bald man refused to let me go, and just as tensions were rising, Lu Chen came over. Mr. Li, Miss Su Yuan is my junior from school. Why bother making a big deal out of it with a young girl like her? If she has offended you in any way, I apologize on her behalf. After saying that, he leaned in and whispered something into Mr. Li's ear. The two of them muttered for a while, and the look in that Li guy's eyes made me feel extremely uncomfortable. Then, Lu Chen pulled me aside. I'm sorry, Junior, I scared you. Mr. Li is our investor. We can't afford to offend him. I apologize on his behalf. Then, he picked up a glass of wine from the tray nearby and handed one to me, thinking about how he had just helped me out of a difficult situation. I took the glass and took a small sip. After that, he called Qianqian over. Qianqian, stay here with Su Yuan and make sure nothing like what just happened occurs again. Qianqian reluctantly agreed. My head felt dizzy, and my father hadn't arrived yet. I was about to ask the driver to take me back. I had just stood up when a waiter bumped into me from behind, spilling all the red wine from his tray onto me. Qianqian, hurry up and take Miss Su to change clothes. In the hotel corridor, the cold wind blew, clearing my mind. No, when I stood up, I deliberately looked around. There was no one there. How could that waiter suddenly appear behind me? Besides, at such a banquet, the waiters carrying trays are all well trained. They wouldn't just bump into a guest. Qianqian accompanied Zhou Yang to the party, but from start to finish, her attention was fixed on me. This isn't normal. They're doing this on purpose. Thinking this, I turned to leave, but Qianqian grabbed my arm, her smile strange. Miss Su, where are you going? The unease in my heart grew deeper. I suddenly remembered. I left something in the hall. At that moment, a wave of dizziness washed over me. I shook my head, trying to stay alert. The wine Lu Chen gave me earlier was tampered with. Watching my unsteady body, Qianqian snorted coldly. You've come this far and still want to leave, pretending to be noble, Miss Su. I strained to recognize the person before me. This tone of voice, it was, what, don't you recognize me already? We just parted ways, Li Ru. I was stunned. She'd had plastic surgery. Li Ru, you're breaking the law, huh? Breaking the law. Zhou Yang is the king of City A. No one dares touch him. What are you doing? That bald guy has his eyes on you. Consider yourself lucky. I struggled to get up, and Li Ru's figure before my eyes grew increasingly blurry. I fell into a man's embrace. Enjoy yourself, Miss Su. My consciousness gradually faded, and finally, I sank completely into darkness. I don't know how long it had been when I woke up, and found myself still in the hotel room. I sat up in shock. Someone had changed my clothes. From outside came my mother's roar. Why did you let her come here? How could you feel at ease leaving her alone here? My father mumbled. I didn't expect this either. Is the security here really that bad? In broad daylight. How dare they? How dare they? Enough. If anything happens to Yuan, I will never forgive you for the rest of my life. Mother gently pushed the door open. Sweetheart, you're awake. Are you feeling unwell anywhere? I looked at her, shook my head, and tears silently welled up in my eyes. My dad rushed over and said, what's wrong? If you ask me, you should just play your violin here in the country. Going so far away, I hardly get to see my daughter a few times a year. I nodded. In my previous life, my greatest regret was not seeing my mother before I died. My dear child, Mom will never go out again. I'll stay home and watch over Yuan. Chairman, came Xiao Zhou's anxious call from outside the door. Our company's stock has been falling continuously. What's going on? Didn't You seem fine just now at the company. The media reported that you had an affair. Xiao Zhou's voice grew quieter. What? An affair? My father couldn't believe his ears. Well, look at you, Su Guoqing. So you left your daughter here and went off to have fun. Did you? Explain yourself. Just who is this other woman? Hey, what fox spirit? There's no fox spirit. I just came from the company. I realized something was wrong, opened my phone, and saw the top photo on the real-time entertainment rankings. My vision instantly went black. What's wrong? My parents rushed over. On my phone, a video was looping with headlines like shocking, 20-year marriage can't beat a pure college girl, and Su Group chairman's age gap romance. Accompanied by a 20-second clip of my dad carrying me into a room, the three of us stared at each other, wide-eyed. I saw it. Mrs. Su arrived later and even slapped Mr. Su. Yeah, not just one slap. She pushed and shoved him, but still, Mr. Su didn't let go of the girl in his arms. True love is unstoppable. Mrs. Su's eyes were red with tears back then, really heartbreaking, still pretending to be in true love while married. How disgusting. Silence. Silence is tonight's Cambridge. My father spoke first. Don't worry. We have surveillance. The footage is crystal clear. I took you away from that bald man and even beat him up. Xiao Zhou, go to the front desk and ask them for the video. After a while, Xiao Zhou returned dejectedly. Chairman, they said the surveillance cameras in the hallway were damaged. Those bastards. Contact the public relations department immediately and issue a statement. Yes, Chairman, good girl. Who on earth is trying to harm you? I told them everything in detail. My father slammed his fist on the table and stood up angrily. This is outrageous. That bastard Lu Qin. Then he hurried off to make a phone call. My mother was scrolling through her phone on the side, when suddenly she screamed, Yuan, come quick. I leaned in closer, and there was a new anonymous whistleblower under the entertainment rankings. I know the female lead in the video. She's a student at University A, a habitual homewrecker, and her reputation at school has always been terrible. She often acts as the third party, meddling in other people's relationships. She's been kept by a sugar daddy, and the sugar daddy's wife even came to the school to catch them in the act. At such a young age, she's covered in luxury goods. Everyone knows how she got them. The whistleblower was wearing a mask and a hat, but I recognized her at a glance. It was Li Ru. She also released a video, showing exactly the moment when Mrs. Chen threw the photos at me, calling me a seductive fox who seduced her husband. The video clearly captured the photos in chat records. A single stone stirs up 1,000 waves, and the internet is filled with people cursing me. My father's statement hasn't even been released yet, but I've already been thoroughly criticized here. Netizens flooded the comments under University A's Douyin account, shouting things like, "What's the admission score for your university's Fox Spirit major? Can I get into University A even if I don't know how to seduce others? I'd like to know what the school's ethos is." Did Ms. Su put what she learned into practice? The pinned video on the university's account has over 300,000 comments and has already been overrun. Someone even started a poll. Hashtag would you dare to send your child to University A? With the admissions season just around the corner, the dean is running around in a panic. My academic advisor has called me several times, but I haven't answered any of them. Influencers quickly caught wind of the news, with some starting live streams and camping outside the hotel entrance. Folks, as soon as that seductress dares to show her face, we'll expose her true colors. Come on, let's get those gifts rolling. The situation began spiraling out of control. My mom hurriedly called my dad back. Forget about dealing with Lu Qin for now. Hurry up and get our daughter's trending topic taken down. My dad frowned. I'll urge Xiao Zhou. Why is it taking so long to issue a statement? Chairman, it's done. The statement has been released. The three of us stared at the tablet, anticipating a reversal in public opinion. But, daughter, what daughter? Biological or adopted? You really know how to be sarcastic. Of course it's a goddaughter. How could they come up with such a clumsy excuse? The Su family's behavior is just too ugly, adopting a daughter just for some shares. I feel sorry for Mrs. Su. This must be like swallowing one's pride and bearing the pain silently. My husband cheated, and I still have to pretend to accept his daughter. Ugh, just thinking about it makes me sick. This is obviously fake. I'm from a university, and I've never heard of Su Yuan being the heiress of the Su family. What should we do now? My mom was stunned. Don't look at me. I don't know either. The poor old man, over 50 years old, had never seen such shameless business tactics. It's okay, Dad, I have evidence. I reassured him. I tried calling Mrs. Chin to see if she would help testify. Why should I help you? Things are so heated online right now, and if I mess up, my family could be affected. Do you still want that 400,000? Do you have a way? If you testify for me, I'll give you 1 million back. Really, Mrs. Chin acted quickly. After hanging up the phone, she immediately posted the police receipt from that time. Someone impersonated Su Yuan and deceived my husband. If anyone sees the woman in the photo, please help me keep an eye out. At the end, she attached a photo of Li Ru before her plastic surgery. The same one the police had shown at the station. Is this real or fake? Not sure. Let's wait and see. It should be real. The person involved has come forward to tell the story. Don't be too naive. Money can make the devil turn the millstone, indeed. The hearts of netizens are made of iron. Resigned to my fate, I picked up my phone and called my advisor. As soon as the call connected, my advisor's roar came through. Su Yuan, where have you been? The internet is exploding. If the school can't recruit students this year, I won't let you off the hook. I quickly apologized. Please don't be angry. Is Sunja at school? Get her to come out and testify right away. What she did wasn't honorable. She probably won't agree, right? That depends on you. I'll try. What they said online about you at the hotel, was that true? No, please believe me. That was really my father. Don't you dare lie to me. This concerns our school's reputation. Don't worry, he's my dad. It's absolutely true. Truer than gold. I never would have imagined that one day I'd have to prove that my dad is my dad. After hanging up the phone, I felt uneasy, unsure if the advisor could persuade Sunja. Just as I was thinking, Zhou Yin called in. What's going on, Auntie? Why is this spreading so wildly online? You look so much like my grandfather. Are their eyes broken? Anyone with common sense can tell you two are family. I cut him off. We can't leave the hotel right now. And netizens won't believe my dad is my dad. Go to my house and bring the household registration book. Got it. An hour later, Zhou Yin sneaked in. Right now, the hotel entrance is like a vegetable market, full of live streamers. Luckily, their security system is good. They stopped everyone at the main gate, otherwise, they'd have chased us all the way to the room. As he spoke, he pulled out a household registration book and a stack of photos from his pocket. Aren't I clever? I brought photos of you with my grandma and grandpa. Every single one from childhood to now. This time, I bet they won't dare doubt it. They might say these are photoshopped. That can't be possible. We posted the household registration book and a group photo, with 4 heads huddled together looking at the tablet. Fake. Obviously fake. Zhou Yin felt a sudden darkness before his eyes when he saw this comment. You got the household registration sorted out so quickly. No, this seems to be real. Registering a household isn't even this fast, could it really be true, no way. Did I cyberbully the wrong person? At this moment, Sunja's video was released. She admitted to posting the defamatory content about me and also explained the incident involving Mr. Chen on my behalf, which was largely consistent with what Mrs. Chen had said. Netizens fell silent. I recorded a video explaining the entire incident from beginning to end, and included the police report receipts from both incidents. The internet is not beyond the law. Anyone who continues to spread rumors and defame our family will be pursued to the end by the Su family. Only then did netizens begin to believe it in large numbers. Sorry, I spoke a bit too loudly earlier, Poor Dad Su, saving his own daughter, yet being accused of cheating. I feel like slapping myself twice, All I can say is that the person who posted this news deliberately misled everyone. It's so despicable, exactly. And that whistleblower, who is she? Slandering a young girl for no reason at all. School A has been on a roller coaster these past 2 days, with the first video flooded with criticism. The dean must have woken up in the middle of the night just to curse a few times. Seriously, are they out of their minds? Even with all the criticism, University A hasn't turned off the comments. Truly a century-old institution. With remarkable grace, Mrs. Chen is also so kind, stepping forward to testify for Su Yuan. I used to criticize her for being money-driven. I'm sorry. I'll go buy something from her shop window to make up for it. Same here. Same here. Netizens rushed to Mrs. Chen's shop to buy items, and she sent me a WeChat message. Thank you, little sister. I made a profit. This storm has finally passed. I can't just sit back and wait. The enemy is in the shadows. while I'm in the open, Li Ru will keep coming up with endless ways to annoy me. I must strike first. Lu Chen started his business in jewelry. I had my father spread rumors that the Su family was entering the jewelry industry in City A, openly and covertly stealing many of Lu Chen's investors. I also offered double the annual salary to Lu's jewelry's designers, luring them away. Then I sent my own designers to Lu's to produce counterfeit versions. When the wealthy wives realized they were wearing fakes, they collectively boycotted Lu's jewelry, causing its sales to plummet dramatically. I heard Lu Chen was so furious he smashed several sets of tea were in his office. When he was in a state of panic, I arranged a meeting with him under the guise of an investor. He was surprised to see me. "How is it you? I've come to discuss a business deal with Mr. Lu. The Su family will invest in Lu's jewelry to help Mr. Lu make a comeback." Lu Chen looked up at me in disbelief. "What do you want? Shares? Miss Su, you're being quite presumptuous. I haven't reached the point of selling my company yet." He left in a fury. "It doesn't matter, he'll agree soon enough." After returning, I anonymously reported tax issues at his company. The next day, Lu posted an announcement: all operations suspended during the investigation, resulting in a massive loss of cash flow for Lu once the tax authorities got involved. Even if the company had no problems, it would take at least half a month. For Lu at this moment, it was undoubtedly adding insult to injury. I heard Lu Chen was so worried his hair turned white. "No, this isn't enough to make him come to me on his own. I still need to add fuel to the fire." I bought a trending topic for Lu Chen. Hashtag exposing the wealthy wives behind the Lu family CEO. Hashtag. It claimed that Lu Chen's rise to success was entirely thanks to wealthy wives. In his early years, he worked as a bartender in a bar, which caught the attention of a wealthy lady who then introduced him to her circle of friends. That's how the Lu family broke into the upper-class circle. It also alleged that Lu Chen maintained ambiguous relationships with several wealthy wives. They would bid on jewelry, and whoever offered the highest price would have Lu Chen for the next few days. The onlookers' moral values have shattered into pieces. No wonder Lu's jewelry is so expensive. It's all been driven up by wealthy wives competing for favor. This is so annoying. I even bought several sets for my family. I used to think Lu's jewelry going public in 3 years was a myth, but now it seems everything is thanks to the hard work behind the scenes by Mr. Lu. Lu Chen dared not speak out, because the rise of the Lu family was indeed inextricably linked to these wealthy ladies. The Lu family's reputation was completely tarnished, and no one dared to buy from them anymore, fearing they would get caught up in the scandal. Lu Chen remained remarkably composed, waiting a full day. After the news broke before calling me, "Miss Su, let's meet and talk." It was the same coffee shop as last time. After a few days apart, Lu Chen looked even more worn out. Apparently, the wealthy lady's attacks were quite effective. "Miss Su, does what you said last time still stand?" "Of course, but given Lu Group's current situation, I'm willing to give up 10% of the shares." Lu Chen holds 50% of the shares but is only willing to offer 10%. He wants the money and still wants to be the actual controlling shareholder of the company. That old fox is dreaming. I refused him. "I'm afraid that won't work. 10% is simply not worth Su Group's investment." Lu Chen probed, saying, "How about 20%? Miss Su, don't make things too difficult for me. After all, I don't want to sell the company. If the situation changes in the future, I'll need to take these shares back." I pretended to be very troubled. "All right then. But President Su must also agree to one condition for me. Hand Li Ru over to me." "No problem." Lu Chen walked away with a beaming smile. He didn't know that I had already privately acquired 40% of the shares from the minority shareholders. As long as Lu Chen gave up another 20%, I would become the largest shareholder of Lu Corporation. "Come to Xingyue at 8 p.m. Looking at the text message from Lu Chen, I slowly curled my lips. The real show was just beginning when I arrived. Li Ru was already waiting in the lobby. Seeing it was me, she turned to leave. I grabbed her arm. "Sit down and talk. Why is it you? Where's Achin?" "Him. He traded you for the Su family's investment." "Impossible. I don't believe it," she said, immediately calling Lu Chen, but no one answered. "You, what did you say to him? How could he possibly give up on me?" I've done so much for him. You must be lying to me." I showed Li Ru the text message Lu Chen had sent me. "Do you believe it now?" Li Ru finally felt a sense of fear. "You, what do you want?" "Don't worry, considering we were classmates. As long as you tell me what Lu Chen has done, I'll let you off." "You want to go after Achin?" "Impossible. I won't say anything." "Li Ru, get this straight. Lu Chen has already abandoned you, and Mrs. Chen is still searching for you all over the world. If the netizens find out that you're the one who's the third party and that you deliberately misled them, what do you think will happen? Li Ru collapsed onto the sofa, and after a long while, I said, I secretly turned on the voice recorder. It turned out that after Li Ru took a leave of absence from school, the more she thought about it, the more unwilling she became, so she used my photos to date different men online, hoping to get back at me. One of those men was Lu Qin. Lu Qin discovered that she wasn't the real Su Yuan and used that to blackmail her into helping him secure a deal with a wealthy businessman. There are many more victims in their group. Some are college students working part-time to support their studies, and others are girls like me, who were drugged and taken advantage of by wealthy businessmen. They are too afraid to speak out due to Lu Chen's authority. I've told you everything I know. Can I leave now? I nodded. After Li Ru left, I called my bodyguard and told him to keep a close eye on her. A joke. How could I let her go after all the harm she has caused me? I contacted the several girls mentioned by Li Ru, and they all agreed to come forward as witnesses. Looking at the thick stack of evidence before me, I smiled slyly. This time, I'd finally be able to bring Lu Chen down. With sufficient evidence in hand, I handed them over to the police, and Lu Chen was quickly arrested. The Lu family jewelry empire, which had dominated City A for 3 years, vanished overnight, becoming nothing more than a pocket for the Su family. Miss Li Ru is packing up and trying to run. Keep an eye on her. I'll be right there. Then I called Mrs. Chen. Come to Yueshi Shangsong. Li Ru has been found. Mrs. Chen rushed over in a hurry, bringing live streaming equipment with her. Folks, today we're catching the mistress. This woman seduced someone else's husband. She even took the lead in throwing dirty water on Miss Su Yuan. Today, no gifts, bros. Watch me take down the third party. The live stream audience instantly surpassed 10,000, sending my address. I'm on my way, count me in too. It seems that in just a few days, Mrs. Chen has already become quite adept at being an internet celebrity. Li Ru was completely unaware of this. After dressing up meticulously, she swayed gracefully as she walked downstairs. When she reached her parking spot and was about to get into her blue BMW, she sensed that something was off. Turning around, she saw several rows of phones aimed at her. Who are you? How did you get in here? Security. Where is security? Shameless fox. Always relying on men, aren't you? What are you talking about? I don't know you. Don't know me. Didn't you call me a yellow-faced hag and tiger woman online? How can you suddenly claim not to know me now? And you even encouraged my husband to divorce me and marry you. Growing angrier by the moment, Mrs. Chen couldn't hold back and slapped her twice. Li Ru clutched her face, eyes blazing with fury. You old witch, I'll fight you to the death. The two were wrestling, and Li Ru was no match for Mrs. Chen, with several patches of her hair torn out. Moreover, there were many bystanders who were clearly taking sides. Li Ru was being beaten by Mrs. Chen without any chance to fight back when she spotted me in the crowd. Su Yuan, save me. She was truly bold. It would be generous of me not to kick her while she was down, yet she actually fantasized about me saving her. What a pipe dream. I gave her a cold glance and spoke indifferently. Everyone, stop beating her. She only acted as a third party, drugging girls and handing them over to wealthy businessmen. Why can't we forgive her? After hearing this, everyone became even angrier. Li Ru struggled wildly, breaking free from the crowd, but as soon as she ran out of the residential area, she was knocked down by a speeding truck. The driver got out and cursed, "You damn fool, can't you watch where you're going? Are you in a hurry to die?" Li Ru stood there in a daze. Where is this? Turning around and seeing me, she looked as if she had seen a ghost. Su Yuan, aren't you dead? Screw you, you're the one who's dead. What kind of new vicious curse is this? Then she looked down at herself. What's going on? I was just having my wedding with Lu Chen. How did I end up here? My heart sank. Li Ru had been reborn, because by the time I died in my previous life, she had already latched onto Lu Chen. And I heard they were about to get married, but that's fine too. Being pulled down from her peak at the height of her glory must have hurt her even more deeply. Lu Chen, I'm going to find Lu Chen. Don't touch me. I'm Mrs. Lu. Wait until I tell Aiken. You're all doomed. But she couldn't stand up. Her legs had been broken. Someone in the crowd chimed in. Lu Chen's currently in the police station. Don't worry, we'll take you right to see her. Ha 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 ha. This crazy woman. I never thought that even after Lu Chen went bankrupt, someone would still want to be Mrs. Lu. Mr. Lu is just too charming. What are you talking about? Whereas Lu Chin, impossible, Lu's jewelry has assets worth tens of millions, how could it possibly go bankrupt, whoever takes me to see him? I'll give them 100,000. In response, she was met with laughter from the crowd. Finally, about 120 came and took her away. Later I heard she went mad in prison, shouting every day, "This shouldn't have happened. I'm the true protagonist of this world, but none of this has anything to do with me anymore." The old man gave me Lu's jewelry to practice with. After graduation, I had already become the widely praised Mr. Su, reincarnated into this life. I finally broke free from Li Ru's shadow and returned to the right path in life. After hearing this story, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your ideas in the comments section. I look forward to hearing your voice.